Premier Doug Ford does in fact have to travel around the province, Northern Ontario. He's recently taken a trip to Texas as well for meetings there, but does it justify nearly $30 million to buy a second-hand jet in order to do so? That's the big question, and that's where he faces criticism as well. Let me give you some logistics about this plane. It's a Bombardier Challenger 650. It is pre-owned, but it was made in Canada 10 years ago. That's something that the Premier's office is pointing to, and also says it would allow more certain, flexible, secure, and confidential travel. It can seat up to 12 people, has a range of 60 or 7,400 kilometers. Now, Ford's office compares this to the province of Quebec, for instance. They have a fleet that's about $107 million, and they have paid that for one pre-owned and two brand new planes that are of the same make. They also make the point that $753 million has been paid by the Government of Canada for its 6 new Global 6500 jets. All that said, the Premier, the opposition, has actually been speaking out this morning. Both NDP leader Marit Stiles and interim Liberal leader John Fraser saying this isn't needed, there's other ways to get around, and the money could be better spent.
Doug Ford has gone from the gravy train to gravy planes. I think it's outrageous that the Premier would be considering spending $30 million on a luxury private plane at a time like this, when Ontarians are struggling with the price of rent, the price of food. That's the reality of most Ontarians. The fact that this Premier thinks this is the time to invest in that also seems more than a coincidence that he is fighting to have the runway extended at Billy Bishop Airport. He tried to argue that was somehow about competition. I think probably it's more about him being able to land his luxury jet.
This is not a necessary item. This is not something the Premier needs. What the Premier needs to do is focus on making life more affordable for people, making sure that people can afford groceries, that they can afford their rent. Right? Do something about gas prices. It's totally out of touch and disconnected from the everyday lives of Ontario families.
A statement from Ford's office this morning reads, as part of the job of being Premier of Ontario, there is extensive travel within Ontario, a province twice the landmass of Texas. This in addition to travel across Canada for Council of the Federation and First Ministers meetings, which have increased in frequency, as well as the travel to the United States to help make the case against President Trump's tariffs. To the point that Marit Stiles was making about flying out of Billy Bishop Airport, and that is why he's potentially pushing for the extension of the runway. It is true that it could potentially fly out of that airport when, in fact, those runways are extended. However, the Premier's office is also saying that it is planned to be flying out of Pearson Airport at this point.